So tonight we're going to be talking about what are the main cornerstones for businesses to hang in there for years and years and years, decades and decades. What is the foundation blocks that each one of us should be thinking about uh, as we go make decisions every day? Are we taking these things into consideration? And we'll talk about them a lot tonight, so we'll start it out right now. It's leadership, budgeting, adaptability, and customer first mindset. Or this is, in my opinion anyway, some of you may think there's some other things more important, but I know that these have made a major contribution in helping my business to stay around a long time, and look forward to sharing them with you. My name is Steve Carver. I am in Dunn, North Carolina. My presentation number 1256 and counting. And I certainly appreciate y'all being with me on my entrepreneurial journey and letting me join you. Been doing this for 19 years, and basically what I'm asked to do is to share experiences and advice to do my very best to help you avoid pitfalls and unexpected problems and expenses and enjoy more profits and less stress. I'm not a lawyer or an accountant, just a fellow that's out here doing business every day and have been for 66 years, and look forward to a lot more years and working with you guys as well. The best place you can get good advice is at your small business centers across the state and the community colleges. They're there to help entrepreneurs, not necessarily college students, but folks just like you and I, improve your business and get tips and find out what's going on to help you get to that next step. Tonight we're sponsored by Joey Wynn, the director of the Small Business Center at James Front Community College, which is located in Kenansville, but her office is over in Warsaw. Several of you have been in touch with Joey and have certainly given us good reports, and I hope that you'll stay in the mood to be in touch with your small business center. If you don't know where your local one is or who to contact, I'll be glad to get you in contact with them. Just let me know with an email or over in chat that you'd like for me to make the connections, and I'll help get you in touch and be glad to do it. And it will be one of the best days in your business life to do that. There's so much to be offered by doing it. Leadership, budgeting, adaptability, and customer first mindset will be our main focus tonight. Study guides have been emailed to you if we had your email address. If not, I'll send them to you tomorrow, provided I have your correct address. Got some real good study guides. I'd like for you to save these, read them if you can, and keep up with them. The one that starts out with 1256, the Word file, is the main one that you want to print to make notes on. But there's also in your study guides that will be emailed to you will be a quiz for the class, the quiz with answers, and next week I'll send you a quiz without the answers and ask you to send them back to me. So work in that direction. I do keep a record of attendance. Many of you have attended all the classes, and I certainly do appreciate that. If you attend all of them but one, you'll automatically qualify for a certificate of completion, and then we can move forward from there. So I appreciate your attendance. Keep coming, and we'll make sure you qualify for all the certificates that we can. Right, it's a good time to give a special thank you to Sarita Sampson over in Clinton, who does the certificates for us, and thank you so much, Sarita. So tonight it's the foundation blocks, the cornerstones. Next week we're going to be talking about taking big risk, because if you stay in business a long time, you'll end up taking a lot of risk. A lot of them might be very big, so we'll talk about how to cope with that and prepare yourself to do it. This week in our regular Academy series, we're also doing the Thursday night series, and this coming Thursday night we'll be talking about enhancing business skills. The skills we'll be enhancing on Thursday night are bookkeeping, negotiating, and forecasting. All of them, of course, very, very important. For those of you that can and would like to, I'll be asking you the next week or two to give me an RSVP on whether or not you can come down to Clinton on Thursday, May the 14th. Meet your classmates. We'll have a roundtable discussion there. It'll be informal, and you're certainly welcome to come. You can bring a guest if you'd like. I'll have some pickup food there. If Sarita will help me, we'll have some good victuals to pick up and enjoy while we're there, and share fellowship and networking to get things moving forward in your business and get to know each other better. So I hope that you can make it. And we had Sherry, who's I think is with us tonight. Sherry, is your microphone on? She may be away from the mic, but Sherry drove down from Charlotte last year to this roundtable event, and her and her mom came down, and it was a long drive, but we were certainly glad to have her. I was going to get her to say hello. Here she is. Hey, Sherry, how are you tonight?
Hey, Steve. How's everybody doing tonight?
All right. I want you to tell the folks what the roundtable meeting we had last year was like, and whether or not you'd recommend that folks make the trip if they can.
Oh, yes, we enjoyed it. It was definitely worth the drive. You know, the putting a personal touch on it, getting to meet you in person and meeting some of our other classmates. And we were treated by one of our classmates, you know, through a song. And, you know, I really enjoyed it. And I would definitely recommend it, you know, for anybody.
You're a good girl, and you said exactly what I wanted you to. So thanks a lot. I give you an A+ on that reply, and I know you made the trip one time, and you certainly are welcome to make it as many times as you'd like. And so thanks for sharing that with everyone. All right, let's talk about folks. I mean, this has been a busy crowd. I think this class has overall shared so much work with everyone else, and has helped us along. I know I've enjoyed watching you guys get started and do so much work. So Sarita been very busy. She's helped me even get a sign for my camper, and I appreciate that, and getting ready to do her certificates. Sonia's been on board with us. It's a busy time of year for her. She's in the roofing business in Charlotte. LT Wright's been absent without leave a couple of weeks here, but she's hopefully doing massage therapy work and making her some money with her new business. Kia is in Kenansville with her cleaning business, and she's been really busy promoting her business, and I hope it's going well. And I hope y'all touch base with her on Facebook to help her with her followers. Amber Sampson in Clinton, getting started with her costume business, and I'm just real excited about watching that grow and getting more information on it. And there's Sherry, who always with us. Thank you, Sherry, and I appreciate the talk about the face-to-face meeting. David, congratulations on you moving forward. David's been sharing with me that he's getting some videos made, getting some support from one of the local high school and college groups. And as that progresses and we learn more about it, maybe we can share more. So David, we're looking forward to seeing those videos, and thanks for telling us about that. Edna's in Tarboro, always with us. Thank you so much, Edna. Christina in Clinton is really started promoting her business a lot during the last few weeks with a steady flow of promotions, and hopefully it's going to be working for her. I want all of you to go to Christy's Pet Sitting Facebook page and start following her and then sharing the information, especially if you're in her area. And there's Veronica again. She's just been a wonderful supporter of our homework and caring. And Veronica, I hope all the work that you're doing is going to start paying you some good dividends as well. Dr. Austin is in the process of leaving Atlanta, coming up to Roanoke Rapids to start her mini farm. And don't see her on board yet, but she'll be around pretty soon, I'm sure. Hey, Jesse, you got on board just in time. Good to have you with us, and I hope things are going well. If you can turn your microphone on, let us know how things are in Virginia.
Things are going really well. I actually just got into the house from work, but things are going real well. You saw I was in Kentucky last week, for some work stuff, so it's good to be back.
Well, I'm glad. I'm sorry to catch you off guard there, but so glad you were with us, and we certainly do appreciate you, and thank you for your service. Hang in there. Stay safe.
Thank you.
All righty. Shannon, look at there. Got your picture up, board. You didn't. I took it myself, but that's a pretty good snapshot. I've seen a lot of mug shots that didn't look that good. So, congratulations. And are you already getting some compliments on it?
Like I told you last week, I don't do pictures.
Well, you do now, and it looks darn good, by golly. That ought to be worth several good orders for you. So thanks for sharing, and I hope you're moving at the pace that you want to get moving and restarting your business. Now, if I remember right, you have had some meetings with Joy over at the Small Business Center. Is that right?
Yeah, I've met her a couple of times, and I'll get back up with her in a couple of weeks. But I've been trying to work on quite a few things that I've discussed with you, and I've discussed with her, and I'm trying to get all that stuff kind of moving before I go back and talk with her again.
Would you recommend to your other classmates that they plan to meet with Joy?
Oh, yes. Joy is great to meet with. Very knowledgeable.
Very good. That's exactly what I wanted you to say, and I appreciate it. Thank you so much.
No problem.
All right. Jennifer, good to have you back with us tonight. Jennifer is dynamite, really active. If you are watching her, if you're hooked up with her on Facebook, and that's why you do want to start following her so you can see what great ideas that she's coming forth with. And thank you so much, Jennifer. And if I remember right, you have spent right much time with your Small Business Center director, and would you recommend your classmates do it as well?
Absolutely. They put me up. Let me turn my radio off. Sorry, I'm at work. They put me up with so many great things. They've helped me with my website. They've helped me, kind of decide where I wanted to go open my business bank account at. Just so much help.
That's great. Thank you, Jennifer. You get an A+ for the right answers too. I appreciate you, and keep up the good work. All right.
Thank you.
And Mary, how are you doing tonight?
I'm well, and you?
All right. Mary has been working on her website. It's up and new and improved, so let's all go back and visit that and start sending us out some great information, Mary. Thank you so much. All right. Justin, proud of you too. Now, I've been watching you. Like I said, it's been, I don't ever remember a class that's been so active and really started promoting their businesses like I would hope that you would do, and wanted you to see some results. I complimented you last week on doing the QR code over in the chat board. That's a great idea. And several folks have sent me some tips on how to share with everyone to use QR codes. I'm starting to use those quite a bit, and I think it's probably a pretty good idea. Are you getting some any other feedback on the QR codes that you're using in your promotions?
No, sir, not yet.
Not yet? All right, well, let's keep at it. But I did notice also this week that you were doing some before and after photographs and maybe even videos. That is a great marketing tool to show people the changes that you can actually make, and nothing speaks to it like photos and videos. So congratulations on doing that. We all might want to do more of that work. So thanks for sharing that with everyone.
Thank you, Steve.
All right, so all this is about you. You keep sending me the information. I'll try to share it with everybody. Stay in touch. Follow each other on Facebook. Help everybody build their numbers up, and indeed it will add up to more business and more contacts for the long haul. It's the Godfather time, no doubt about it. We're wrapping up this series tonight, and next week we'll wrap up this series and maybe move to something else. But the Godfather is always saying in that program, this isn't personal, it's just business. And they usually tell people that just before they cut their heads off or something. So we're not after cutting anyone's head off here. We just basically want to do more business and not hang ourselves out to dry as we're doing it. So this is personal, by golly, for me, and it's also business, so we'll move forward. We got up to the point about talking about pitfalls that we wanted to avoid by getting too involved in our business that we forget who we are. And the main pitfall, the first pitfall we wanted to avoid to keep us from making bad choices was our ego, letting our ego get ahead of us. And when we let our ego get ahead of us, what basically we do is we use this as an excuse to distance ourselves from making the right kind of decisions and the emotional consequences of bad decisions. Ego is necessary. We need drive. We need to be energetic. Need to have charisma. But when charisma turns into negative ego events, it's a bad thing. And so we need to learn how to check that all that we possibly can. Apathy is the other main pitfall that we can get into with seeing that this is just business. And we have to be careful with that, because what apathy does, and I've seen this probably a lot through the years, is a business owner will get to the point that they're so involved in their business decisions that they forget that there's a human element. When you're dealing with not only the customer, but with your employees and your vendors, and you get yourself up on such a big pedestal that you forget that you're dealing with human beings that have feelings, and you lose apathy when you do that. You lose the humanity part of it. And that ends up when your team, the people you're working with, whether it's employees or customer groups or other people, they sense that you don't care about them, that you only care about yourself. Hey, there's Veronica with a QR code. Way to go there. I see it. And but you don't want to lose trust with people, because that will discourage people from talking to you, talking with other people, and promoting your business. So apathy can really hurt you, and that will automatically lead to low morale, which leads to more turnover within your team. Nothing is more expensive than having to replace people over and over and over again. The training time, the training expenses is just unreal. And also the mistakes that new employees make as they're getting trained will cost you in customers and such as that. When you lose morale, your people that you're working with, they don't feel like that they're valued good, and that creates just a toxic environment that leads to more turnover. So we got to remember to keep that morale up and work towards buying into. Remember that it is personal, and the decisions that we make have to show that we have genuine care for the people we're dealing with, and try to inspire others to do the same thing. So yes, this is personal and it is business, and we kind of need to remember that. How can we fight apathy and ego problems? First of all, is listen to other people. Listen to what they're saying. Try to understand that they've got ideas, and we need to have enough humility to understand that the feedback we get from other people is a gift to us. The more we are able to get this feedback and understand it, it helps us become more savvy and actually start creating a little bit of wisdom. So let's together be thinking about this. And I don't know if any of y'all tried to apply this last week. We talked about this last week a little bit, but this weekend I found myself talking with other adults, having some conversations, and trying to apply this and keeping my mouth shut and listening to people, let them finish out their thoughts, and when they would get to thinking about it, ask a question that would help them go ahead and finish out what they were saying, learn more about what they were saying. And it was really kind of exciting to do that. So let me suggest that y'all give that a try. You would do that when you're talking with someone, interact back and forth, and then ask the questions that encourages them to really know that you're listening to them and want to hear more about what they're saying. I think it would really be interesting to you. Next week, we'll wrap this up about its business, and we'll be talking about the balance between business and personal and trying to find the right balance for all of us in that. All right, getting started in tonight's lessons. First of all, the first week we talked about Nathan's famous hot dogs. Second week we talked about the Brightleaf famous hot dogs out of Smithfield, and I bought a pack of Brightleafs last week, and I ate half of them, and Otis, my dog, ate the other half. Quite good. So y'all do that. Then we talked about Stacy's, our little greasy spoon restaurant right here in Dunn, and how she's managed to stay in business through the years. And now I'm going to surprise you because I'm going to highlight about a smaller business operation, a smaller format, as you might want to consider having either in a side hustle or a business. And we're going to talk about a little car wash that's in Elizabethtown, North Carolina, a family-owned car wash in there, and have been around for a long time because they exhibit all the things that we're going to talk about tonight. And so when we get back to them, we'll be talking about the car wash in Elizabethtown. So helping you, what is your challenge? What is challenging you most? How can we help you and help each other? So share over in the chat, if you would, a little bit about who you are and your business, and ask any questions that you might want to do it. Christina, I see that you're involving yourself, and Shannon as well. Get active over in the chat board. Get used to sharing and networking, and if you have challenges, talk about it. So I'm saying to you now, as we're entering the last phase of this particular study, see if there's something you'd like for me to focus on, a challenge that you have or a question that you'd have that you'd like for me to interject into our study as we wrap up these classes in this semester, all you got to do is let me know, and me and AI go after it. How about that? And try to help you any way that we can. In each class, we've done 4 things. We've talked about networking, AI, customer service, hospitality, and all of this leading up to teaching us how we can become a league of our own so that we can be that special business that everyone wants to be. So do your networking, get involved in the chat greetings over there, talk to each other, do your networking on Facebook as the emails that I've sent to you. Those of you that have been active in doing this, I really appreciate it, and I think the other people do too. If you haven't been active in reaching out to other people with these Facebook contests, then here's what I'm going to say to you. Please get out of the stands and get active. It's time that I get good and better at motivating folks to do this, because it will really help everybody that gets involved, if nothing else but a learning tool, no doubt. AI is the train has left the station and we're all on it. So what are you doing now with AI? Several of you already tonight have mentioned that AI is helping you along. It's helped me along in several things. So get involved with it. If you want to send me a little testimony on what you did with AI and how it made a difference for you, we can share it and help other people. I'd really like to share and help everyone kind of feel comfortable using AI, because it's so important. It's just not for great big businesses. AI can help all of us individually, and then it will only help us so as we start using it and make it work for us. Customer service secrets we've talked about, and the incredible power of hospitality. And I think I can put that all in together with this times 3 tonight with the League of Your Own conversation, is showing you how customer service and hospitality, no matter how large or small your business is, can make a major difference. So sit back and relax, kick back, take a sip of your tea or your beverage, and let's talk about the car wash. All of us have been to a car wash, but hardly any of us have ever owned one. We maybe have had church groups that we worked with our local church or youth group in sponsoring a car wash. But this particular one in Elizabethtown is really, really special. Jimmy and Jan Lewis have been in the car wash business for over 18 years and counting until this spring. Both of them have had illness problems this spring, and we need to pray for them. They're great people, and both of them are sick, and we care for them. And their son Jimmy Jr. Is running the business. I saw him last Saturday, and he's running the business and doing real well with it. But Jimmy and Jan started it 18 years ago, and they still work at it. And they got a nice group of buildings on a little corner over in Elizabethtown. And notice that the car wash sign is there, but you see the Peaches sign and other stuff. This is the key. Remember, diversification is a key to the business. But on a sunny day, this is what the car wash looks like on the corner. People pull in, you make appointments if you'd like, or they'll go pick your car up and bring it to you. A real unique little car wash, in that they're only open on weekdays. They're not open on Saturdays and Sundays. 18 years. So you would think that would be the busiest days for a car wash, and it might be. But this little family business has made a good living doing a car wash right just on weekends. So that's something to think about. A lot of you may be saying to myself, well, what's something I might be able to do as a side hustle? What's an example of a side hustle, Steve, that I might do? And so here it is. I'm showing you right here how 2 or 3 people can have a little side hustle business that turns into a full-time business. If you look after it right, and you've got the right customer service, and you got the right diversification, and you got the right hospitality. Those are the 3 keys here. So their deal there is a $35 wash and wax deal. Wash and wax. It's all done by hand. Washing and waxing is inside and out. They detail the inside of the car, so they got a good price. And you might think to yourself, well, how in the world can I make any money doing that at $35? Well, they certainly have made a good living doing it, and do it with 3 or 4 people, and got two lines of cars going through on a regular basis. So I know there is money there, and they keep it there. I think the key is keeping your overhead down. But the other key is finding out what else you can have there to sell folks while they're waiting to get their car washed. And they focused on having a little vegetable and fruit market during the spring and summer and fall, where they bring in the local growers, bring in their tomatoes, peaches, strawberries, blueberries, so forth, and they have a produce sale right there at the car wash every day. And then the vendors on Saturdays also operate the produce sales. And during this season, they make as much money on the extra items that they're selling as they do actually in the car wash, and it adds up. It adds up in a hurry. They also have some people with crafts that come in, also some craft goods. So it becomes a community place to meet and greet, and get your car washed, and also folks that get used to it to do their vegetable shopping there to help the cause. So Jimmy and Jan have been doing this a long time, and they are great talkers. I will tell you, if you're there, they're going to be talking to you and telling you what you need to do. Well, here's my old Buick. This is when I got it washed a few weeks ago, and so they're getting it cleaned up for me, and I appreciate that right there with old Steve's car. So my car's over here on the right side, and over here on the left side, this is last summer when they had all the produce out, and there was a steady stream of people stopping, not to get their car washed, but stopping to buy the produce because they get in the habit of it. Customer service, they got it there for them. So what keeps this little business going on? It is personalities extraordinaire. If you're a people person and you like to talk with people and listen to people like these 2 wonderful folks do, you can keep the business going on. Just a little slice of life here. Jim started his business career selling fish. His daddy had a fish business. They go down to Wilmington every day, bring back loads of fish, and set up little fish markets all over eastern North Carolina. So they did that for a number of years, and that those businesses still go on, and they're great side hustles for people that want to do that. So what, in this business, what are the key factors? The key factors here are the same ones that will be working for you. Customer service, hospitality, having the right location, good signage, diversification of products, being able to have pickup and delivery, making it easy to do business with you, have that function, because they will pick your car up and carry it back to you after it's cleaned up. Having days that people can count on. Now their work is Monday through Friday, and a lot of car washes might not be open except on Friday and Saturday, and they do well too. But this family business operates Monday through Friday. And when I was there last week, I noticed that the local town had the city vehicles come in. Local businesses bought their pickups or their larger vehicles in. So it became a business serving businesses. And if you've got a steady weekday business, you can do that with a steady round of customers. David, I mentioned to you that you're probably listening real close to here. That if you're serving automobiles in certain ways and you got a location, diversification in services might be something to consider for anyone to start those side hustles. But the main thing that's kept them in business for 18 years and now their son's picking it up and going forward with it is personalities. Extraordinary. Listening to people, making them feel at home, making them feel welcome when they come back. And no matter how big or small your business is, if you have these mile markers, these markers working for you, then you can be in a league of your own. That's the point. What are the things that help us stay in business long enough to be in a league of our own? And that's when we stay in business for the long haul. A great day is when we have that grand opening, no doubt about it. But what we want to avoid is this going out of business sign going up for forever and ever. We want our business to last as long as you want to own it, as long as you want to run it, and then I want you to be able to sell it to someone, make a lot of money on it, and you enjoy the benefits of your work and let the business go on for the long haul. That's why we're here tonight. That's what we're talking about. And the key ingredients that's going to help us get there to have a long-lasting business are the four cornerstones that we'll talk about. So I'd like for each of you, if you would, to consider over in chat as we talk about these one at a time, just to type in something about the subject matter or just the word leadership, budget, adaptability, or customer service, just to help these words sink into your thinking as we go forward with the four cornerstones. Number one is going to be leadership, and that is feeling confident enough and have the skills to be a leader. And you know what? The only thing that a leader really has to have to be qualified under the definition, to be a leader, what do you have to have? A follower. If you've got followers, then you can be a leader. Doesn't mean you're going to be a good one, but we need to remember that we can't be a leader by ourselves. No way. We have to have customers, employees, people that love us or respect us that will follow us. And you get there by making the right decisions. You won't get to a leadership position without the ability to make good decisions. So leadership definitely is the key to go forward. So what are the key factors to become the best, most effective qualities that it takes in small business? And those absolutely will be that you need to be able to motivate customers, employees, surround yourself with a strong team, which means that we need to inspire folks. So you see that these factors all are connecting the dots that we've been talking about all the way through this whole series. You don't get away from the basics. A good leader has got to have clear vision and understand how to communicate verbally and non-verbally, be able to adapt to different situations. And a leader that people want to be around, have a positive culture, they send out a good message. And tonight we can look at folks that are right here, our classmates that are showing us how to send out that positive message that make you feel good about what they have to say. So I don't pat Mary on the back, and Veronica, no doubt about it, and Jennifer. Your promotions are really doing a great job about making feel good to do that, and that's not easy. It takes work, and you have to think about it. And Justin, I want to encourage you to look at maybe what these ladies are doing, because it's just a sense of the field that they're doing. There's a warmth involved there. And so many of us of course, their businesses are that way. But I know in my business, it was hard. Well, not really hard, but it was something I had to work towards to build that hospitality feeling in the messages that we're sending out, personality plus involvement. And you do that by having your own photographs there and your own videos and letting people see the real person that they're going to be doing business with. And Shannon, I've been picking on you a little bit, but that's where I'm coming from, is in that. And when we have these skills and people are able to look at us with clarity, they're more likely to do business with us. Strategic thinking is critical in that calming down, showing maturity, thinking through your business decisions will make a big difference in the way people look at you as being a leader. Understanding how to apply strategy, and instead of taking care of business ideas as if you're using a fly swatter putting out trouble, look at it as if you're following a plan. And if your customers and your employees know that you're on plan, it makes all the difference in the world. Then you become a leader who can follow a plan, and they can follow that plan with you, provided, and here's the next factor, if you've got good communication skills, people can follow the plan that you want them to. But without those skills, they can't. So a lot of us can give orders and be bossy that don't end up with making things happen because we're not showing leadership. We're trying to be a taskmaster. But when you're providing leadership, people recognize it right off, and your customers recognize it right off. So maybe you're saying, well, Steve, I don't have any employees right now, so this doesn't apply to me. Well, it does, because as you're making your presentations to your potential customers, they want to know that you're on plan, that you're just not out here flying loose and goose. They want to know that you've got a plan, that you're following a structure. And Veronica, that AI-generated general business operational formula type thing that you sent to us was great. That indicated that there's an overall structure from start to finish with your business, and that will encourage people to say, I like this. This Iran war that's going on now, that's so serious and driving up gas prices. Every day you hear on the news that people are asking, well, what's the plan? How do we get out of this? Why did we get into it? How are we going to get out of it? And what's the step by step? And I'm not finding fault with the people that's making the decisions, but I am saying that all of us would like to see a plan, would like to know where we're headed. And when a customer's going to do business with you, they want to feel like that you're in it for the long haul. And they get that sense of leadership when you can show to them that you're into it with a plan. Justin did a really good job with that AI-generated promotion that you did, Justin, showing that you're in this with a start to finish plan. And I thought that was very effective, and it's speaking right now to leadership. You standing there explaining what the plan and how it's going to work out. to the customers or to your employees is a good example of what we're talking about right here. Other cornerstones are adaptability and flexibility. If you're going down the interstate highway and you say, okay, I've got a good plan, it's good, I'm going to stay with it, I'm going to lock my hands in here, I don't even need to move the steering wheel at all because I'm going to stay with the plan. Now, I don't guarantee you that if you leave your steering wheel locked into one position, you won't go far before you're in the ditch and have a wreck or run over someone, right? No matter how good that plan is, we have to be flexible and make adjustments as we go. Sometimes just a minor adjustment makes the most difference in the world. So being flexible is a key. But the true leadership will show flexibility, but won't show being loose, so loose that you're not staying on course. Got to stay with the plan, but you also have to be flexible. What gives us that flexibility is basically knowledge and understanding and experience. So as you get more experience, you're going to be able to deal with these things a lot easier. But until you do, talk to people that's been there and done that. This is called risk management, and the best flexibility you can have is to have a plan B, a plan C, a plan D, to know that you've got options and you don't have to stay locked into the point that you run into the ditch. True leaders are always adaptable and flexible. I'm sure that folks that are in these positions understand that really quite well. Chessa, I bet in your training and your work in the Army, that adaptability and flexibility is something y'all focus on a lot. I know that we did that in the Coast Guard when I was serving, that you just have to be. Would you like to speak to that? Do y'all spend a lot of time in your training with that?
Well, sir, it's not necessarily in the training, but it's like in the day-to-day. You know, you have to be adaptable and flexible, and there's information coming from all different, avenues, and you just have to be able to execute.
I'm sure that is the case, and we all need to take that into consideration. And Christina, I would think that adaptability and flexibility in the services that you're providing is a big deal. And if you get too much set in your way with one thing that you're doing, you'll miss out on a lot of your business. With all the flexibility you need for the different types of pets that you're willing to look after. And Christina did a really cool thing this past week. I noticed, you may have been doing it in the past, we're talking about that not only when she comes over to help you with your pets, like if you're out of town, or away, if you have plants that need looking after, need watering or moving around, offered that service as well. I thought that was a real cool idea. So not only are you offering to do pet sitting, but also house sitting, and that's a factor that will interest a lot of people. So have you had any takers on that, Christina? Have you got your microphone where you say hello? She may be away from the mic, but anyway, I thought that was really cool when she was doing that. Adaptability, no doubt about it. If you don't stay in business a long time, I know in my situation from 1959 up to present, our company, it seemed like we had to reinvent ourselves every 5 years because things just change so often. Our customers' needs changed, or manufacturers go in and out of business, and different opportunities will come around. So having that interest in being ready to make a switch, provided it's a good switch, is a critical for staying with it. Cornerstones, empathy and understanding. We've talked about that earlier with the it's not personal, it's business. So leaders have to understand the needs and the motivations and aspirations of their customers and their other team members. That's just a given. If you don't be in the leadership business, empathy and apathy are very important. How about the ability to delegate? You know, the difference in delegating and the ability to give orders, two different things. Back to Chester in the military, you know, we have to give orders and have to follow orders, but that doesn't have a lot to do with how much the quality of leadership that you have. Making sure the people understand and feel good about what they're doing, so that they're just not following a taskmaster, but they're contributing to the plan, contributing to the overall plan. And when that plan that we've been talking about is evident to your customers and your employees, then leadership can creep in and people can get involved in going forward with it. That's so important. We've all heard the talk about you best leaders are those that lead by example. I took great pride. I grew up in our business. I was the lowest man on the totem pole. I was the fellow that cleaned the bathrooms and washed the tractors, and then grew up through the parts department, the service department, and sales. And probably at 26 years old, through maybe, I think my dad died when I was 29, I had basically done everything in the business. Every part of it. I'd been the janitor, I'd done mechanic work, I'd done parts business work, and done some sales. I was pretty good at everything, but I wasn't an expert at anything. Okay, and I knew that. I knew that. I'd watched my dad. He was pretty much an expert at all of it, but I didn't have that maturity level. But I did know enough to be able to train employees as they came on board, and then encourage them to get training even outside of our business to bring back into our business to help us. So in a matter of about 10 years, I had 7 really great managers, all of them really trained, all of them really good at what they were doing, and all of them that I really had to pay a lot of money to keep them. So how about that? So that's what you get into. If you get the best employees and you train them the best it is, then you can plan on having to pay them a lot. And what does that do? That puts more pressure back on you to make sure you've got the volume of sales to keep them on board. Well, here's the good news. You can delegate that stress and pass it on to those managers that you're paying the big bucks to bring in the gravy. You can put the monkey on their back to produce and let them know that. So our slogan was that we had at Carver Equipment Company the best paid employees in every class for a small equipment business in our area. And you know what that did? That gave our people a lot of pride. And our people went out and every employee in every area was proud of the fact that we had a family type business. Not talking about the Carvers, I'm talking about the whole group of employees was a family, and we tried to pull for each other and lead by example. I did that, the managers did that, and here's a little factor that people just don't understand sometimes. I had a lot of people that we trained with and they got good and they started making good money. Well, the human nature was that I knew they would be looking for greener pastures. They were feeling the leadership, and they would feel like to be the best person they could be and provide the most for their family, maybe they needed to go over to this other place that was offering them a little bit more money, and they could start climbing a corporate ladder type thing. But you know what? All of them, except for just 1 or 2 exceptions, all of them came back to our company after they tried it somewhere else. So that our average term of employment when I sold the business was, I think it was 25 to 28 years on board, and some as much as 45 years. So if you lead by example and you motivate with good leadership and encourage people to be the best they can be, then that's a good thing. If they do leave you, they will leave you respecting you, and they go out in the world and still say good things about you. Even if maybe they are a competitor, because let me tell you, every good competitor you've got will send business your way if you've got a good relationship with them. And because everybody can't do everything, they get filled up. So this leading by example is probably the best way that I have experienced to have employees that stay with you a long time, that even if they leave, you have a good chance of wanting to come back after they taste the grass in the other pasture, and then they'll stay with you forever. But you got to show them, and this inspiration part here, and motivation, inspiration, you got to show them that you really care about their long-term success. I want my employees to go as far in life as they can go, and hopefully I can go along with them, and we can go there together. But if they have to leave me to go somewhere else to work, I want them after they've gone to keep saying good things about us and send other employees back to us and such as that. I think one of the greatest compliments that I've ever received was about 15 years after one of my managers left me to start his own business. He passed away, and I went to his funeral. And as I went through the line there at the wake, he had 3 children. His wife and his mother were in the line there, and every one of them said to me privately, "Steve, you know what? Our daddy, our loved one, always said that he really just wanted to run a business like you do, to be like you." And this was from someone that left me and actually became a competitor, but we still remain good friends. But even today, those family members have good things to say about the life we had at the Carver family. And I don't think you can have a better tribute to your legacy, to a company's legacy, than people saying that to you at their funerals and at their wakes. That's pretty darn serious. So motivation and inspiration goes a long way. And I'm not taking credit for that. I am just proud that I was able to be a part of the team that put that together. All of our managers felt that way about each other. And I've been considering having a 30-year reunion this fall and inviting all my previous employees to come back and have a dinner and talk about old times, because we do really love each other. And you can have that experience, and that just generates out to other people. The young couple that bought my business last year are experiencing the benefits now, because when they say, that their Carver Equipment Company, the new generation, people all over the state are saying, well, that's great. We look forward to helping you keep that going on. And that makes them feel really good, and me as well. So enough of my soapbox there. So motivation and inspiration just go a long, long way. That positive culture goes right back to what we were just saying. You need to be positive, no matter how bad you feel sometimes and how rough things can get, and they can get rough sometimes. People can disappoint you, and old Steve-O here has got a little anger fuse that sometimes they get lit, and I have to learn to control that and snuff it out sometimes, and we all do, I guess. But to stay together and keep the glue working, to keep your business working, is a real important factor to do, and that's part of the positive culture. As we go out and start a new day every day, one of the things you might want to consider is saying to yourself, okay, here's a new day. This is a new day for opportunity. I need to put first things first. And this positive culture for me might be considered more effective if I would say, what are the priorities today? Well, I want to, and in my vision statement, what I want to do is to be a lot less like me and more like Jesus, bringing the Jesus culture into this, in that his belief was everyone else is first. You look after the people that need looking after. You put your needs last. And I can identify with that. And when you have that bottom line of thinking and everything else is built on top of that, if his way of thinking comes first, I think everything else will kind of line up and be better if we work that way. And putting that right into our work environment creates that positive and collaborative culture that is a mutual helpfulness type place that we want to do that. We need to think about it with our employees about trying to help them develop to be the best people they can be. When they're doing better, your business is going to be better. When we're building relationships and taking people seriously about caring about their dreams and goals, they're more likely to think about ours. Helping everyone that you're around, and you do this with your children, you do this with your loved ones, you want to do this with the people that are working with you, is help build those educational skills and training skills, and then it's up to us to continually try to improve what we're doing. And my friends, I'm so proud to be right here with you in this class tonight, because that's exactly what we're doing, is developing our skills, trying to be better people and with better skills so that we can share those with other folks to become a blessing in their lives as well. So how do we go about doing that? We need to read more, we need to learn more, we need to look forward to receiving good feedback. Feedback is so important, as we've been talking about earlier. Surround ourselves with good mentors and good coaching, and actually get a feel of how to communicate, how to quiz, get the information out of these people that you need. Go to these small business centers and talk to the directors, and don't let them do all the talking. No, I'm not encouraging you to go over there and be preached to or lectured to. I'm encouraging you to go over there with a list of questions and get the information that you need and learn from them and hear what they have to say. All that is called networking. And sometimes we don't feel comfortable getting into that networking situation. I apologize to some of y'all if I put you on the spot from time to time, but that's my way of encouraging people to do networking right here and to work towards that. So connecting with other people is really, really important. Now, I will mention to you right here that over in the fall, in the November, December range, we're going to do something brand new, which is going to be a series, a course with 4 or 5, maybe as many as 6 different lessons, where it's going to be an open mic type thing. People come on board just like you're on board now. We'll hopefully have a lot of people with the videos, and we'll have an actual round table online and do that. And I may ask, I'll of course try to run and be the host for the show and have a little agenda, but the main agenda is going to be what the classmates see and then that they'd like to talk about. And then I'll ask 1 or 2 of you folks to co-host with me and just share ideas. It'd be an open mic chat type thing. I don't think anyone has done that before, and I look forward to doing it in the network here. The Small Business Center at Lenore Community College is encouraging us to do that. So think about that, and I hope that y'all would join us, because it's going to take your participation to make it work. And I think that'd be really, really cool to hear from other folks, and it would be very educational, I know, for me to do that. Also, I'll mention to you something new this fall we're going to do is we're going to call it a vet for vets. And I'm talking about veterans. I'm a long-term veteran and long-term active in Veterans Affairs. And Chess, I hope you're listening to this, and we'll have a 4-part series on Vets for Vets, where we talk about helping vets get businesses started, have the open mic type arrangement to hear what problems are and maybe how to address those, and just have some good conversations. So that's 2 brand new things we're working towards that will be different and I think exciting for us. So what is leadership about? What is that about? It's about having the vision and communication, adaptability, and ability to help others reach shared goals. Shared goals. We hadn't used that term together before, have we? Shared goals. And when we think about how are we going to put together our recipe for an exciting day with our customers and maybe our employees or our associates, shared goals becomes a major portion of that. Now, Veronica, I want to mention to you, because I know that your business is going to be very much employee or associate driven, and there's a lot, and this shared goals really plays into that. That might be a thing that you might want to think about, and I don't have some really good information to share with you later on to help you reach the goals when you're putting together a team of employees that have to work together, no doubt about it. So financial stability for the long haul, a cornerstone, you got to have it. We got to have the budgets. We got to have the cash flow we've been talking about, right? So building that now as you're first getting started is quite difficult. Quite difficult to start a savings account and have any meaningful way to put money into a savings account when you're doing all you can do just to make ends meet. And I know that, but I also know the way that you achieve it, the way you can possibly get there, and you will not get there if you don't have some structured budgeting going on. You just have to be determined to do that. So as we talked about in our regular core classes, budgeting is a key factor to keep your business plan working forward and making that work. Setting goals, working hard to get there, and then once you have your marketing plan, start bringing in a regular flow of customers, and that's the key. That's so important. And the toughest part of getting enough regular business coming in that you can feel comfortable and to create your cash flow, make commitments to employees. It's hard to hire an employee if you can't commit to them. They're going to have a job for a long time. Otherwise, they're going to keep looking for a job that is stable. So offering that stability has everything to do with getting your financial going on. And several of you mentioned to me that you got some stuff going on, but the people that's working with you are slow pay. You have to wait a long time. You have to spend a lot of money before you get anybody coming back in, and that's scary. By golly, that's just plain scary. And finding ways to get around that and beat it is important. Now, here's a little tip. The people that you're working with understand that's a problem for you. Whether they understand it enough to try to help you with it and get those payments out to you, that's getting back to building the relationships that we talk about. Because these problems are cured by relationships. People help people. Everybody's got a structure. Everybody's got an excuse. Everybody can come up with a reason they can't send you your money on time. I mean, a whole damn long list of reasons they can't send the money on time. But you know what? That list was created by a human being. And so we just have to keep at it, create that positive relationship, that positive culture that, hey, I can't make it. I need to stay in business, and you want me to stay in business so we can have a long-term relationship. But you need to get your mess together so I get paid on time. And you have to stay on top of that. And sometimes you will find people that it just don't work. And if that's the case, move on. Move on. There's time to hold them and time to fold them. So search for the types of business that you can stay with so that you don't have to live under that constant stress. No doubt about it. Okay, and I know these are easy words to say, and they're not hard to, they're very hard to come to reality. But it's a fact. If you stay under the gun of people that's paying you slowly and keeping you behind the eight ball, that's not much of a life. That's a tough business life to live with, and you'll never be able to get long-term employees you can count on. So we don't have to work on that and work on it together. So here we go. The aspects of small business financial stability: budget creation, financial goal setting. In other words, have that, I need to be generating X number of dollars each month to make this business work. Look at your expenses and know what the limits are that you can go with, and then try to put together an emergency fund. A business that's going to work has to have these ingredients. It has to have them. And it can get upside down so quick that if you don't have a structure. But if you got a structure, maybe you can keep it from the ship sinking. It might rock and roll a little bit, but if you got these factors in place, you're not going to sink. So how do you go about this? Review your projections. Review what you hope to be bringing in. Make the adjustments that you think you need to make. Watch your financial statement. Watch your cash flow management, and watch your debt management. The debt management can get you in trouble in a hurry, and you can get upside down where that you can get more debt going on by buying equipment, making commitments, higher rent, making commitments to employees that are real thin lines between what you are promising to pay them versus what you're hoping to get back. And David, I know you're going to be dealing with this in your business as you try to grow your business. Is really, really important. Kia and Justin, y'all are really in a better situation with cash flow management and planning. I ran a janitorial business, owned a janitorial business for 12 years, and I had a structure where I was dealing with good long-term contracts. And with those contracts, I could figure out what my cash flow was going to be, my incoming cash flow, and therefore make long-term commitments to my employees and feel good about my margins. Now, of course, in times when your gas prices shoot up and you're driving back and forth to Wilmington 25 times a day and paying twice as much for gas as you had planned on it, sometimes that can get upside down in a hurry too. I've experienced those things. With my, I also was on for 12 or 15 years a grass mowing and landscaping business, and fuel prices could just put you in a big problem situation. Jennifer, I'm sure that your family that's doing that kind of work are having to deal with these higher fuel costs, and it really can screw your budget up. So here's what I learned to do. Is when I signed those contracts with people, I put in fuel clauses. If the gas, peg it for what the fuel prices were when we signed the contract, and had a side agreement there that if prices go up, I don't need to raise the price each month. If the prices come down, I'll lower the price a minute, make it a two-way street. And that takes the risk out of it for everybody. So that consideration may help both of y'all. Diversification. Cornerstone diversification. We've already talked about that so much. You want things that people need, you want things that people want. That's the first diversification. The next diversification, you need to start adding profit centers so that you can say, okay, thanks for buying this from me, and by the way, we've also got this and this and this, we can do this, and have these additional profit centers lined up in such ways that you can just put them right into the mix. Customers love that. They spend a lot more money with you, but they're happier, more completely satisfied customers. And I see that across the board pretty much with all of y'all offering these different things, just like Christina bought in the additional services that she was offering. And I see a lot of you doing that. And David's giving it serious considerations on some new things that he might be doing as well. Mary is just wide open with a great diversity of products that she's offering, so I appreciate it. What does diversification do for you? Cash flow. Cash flow. The more different things you have to offer different people, the more chance you have to bring in cash flow, and it really cuts your risk because you're spreading them out so that one thing's not going to get you upside down. Innovation. and adaptability. But innovation, what's that saying to us? It's saying things to us like AI. It's saying things to us like what tools can I do to make things better? What new method of sanitizing, Justin, that you might be able to find a new way to guarantee sanitizing a room or a classroom or a restaurant or a different type of business. Think in terms of the cutting edge of what people are looking for, because technology now, being boosted by AI, is bringing a lot new equipment now and a lot new chemicals and a lot new ways to apply different techniques to improve things. And if we're on that AI train and we're looking to that research, well, what's happening? What do you think is going to be happening next year or 2 years from now? And we can start incorporating those things into what we're doing right now. Can go a long, long way of moving us forward. So innovation is going to be a key. Those that are not willing to adapt, who are just thinking about surviving today and not thriving for the long term, are going to have a hard time with it. And that's going to tie us into what we're going to be talking about in a few weeks in the generation issues. If we're stuck in our generation's way of thinking, and I'm an old baby boomer now, and we're kind of set in our ways. You hear people talking about being set in your ways. Well, I'm right there. I mean, I've done it my way for a long time, been successful at it. Why in the heck do I want to change? Right? Well, that's the attitude, not only for me, but that next generation up as well that are in their 60s. They're kind of getting set in their ways as well. And it's going to get them in trouble. But the rest of you young whippersnappers, indeed, are not tied into our way of thinking. But listen to me. If you don't get us to change to your way of thinking, then you're going to need to learn to listen and understand and talk to us in such a way that we'll want to come to your side of the fence. That's that generation thing that we're going to talk about time. But be willing to adapt. So that's a two-way street right there. I laid it out. We have to be able to adapt to what's new in the world, but understand why people think they do from the old world. Because you and our other classmates that have the ability to encourage people to come on over to our side, come on over and accept the AI way of thinking. Come on over here, come on over there. You know what you're doing? You're working relationships, and you're working for the long-term good, so that indeed you'll have the chance to serve the people that are 20 and 30 years old now, but you will want a business so that you can serve them when they're 70 and 80 years old as well, all the way through. All the way through. And we'll talk about a long-term company next week that has found out a way to help people when they're babies, all the way to the end of the life, to the end of their life. Now that's what you call the long haul. And when we can do that with our businesses, it's going to be important. My family, we've come close to it now. I started at it when I was 12, and 79 now, but already got my new company in place, my new owners, and they're in their 30s. So I can see Carver Equipment Company going well over 100 years. And if the new owners are able to keep it going with a new generation, there's no stopping to it. And it's built on these cornerstones. Without these four cornerstones, that would never happen. So it may be a little boring to talk about, but it's the real thing. It's the real meat and potatoes at the bottom of the pot. Staying competitive, staying on the curve, being willing to change, look for what's new in the game, whatever is happening, because as quickly as things are changing, my friends, we may turn around tomorrow and what's really important to us now and making the world go around just may not exist. And if we don't have a clue on what to do next, we'll be in trouble. Let me give you an example of that. About 5 years ago, one day I had 45 bookings set up where I was to go to and give seminars in these type classes. 45 bookings, and in my world, that's a pretty loaded book to have that many advanced bookings. And I got a phone call or two, and the next day I didn't have any, zero. And you talking about a scary thing, because I went from really good cash flow security to zip. Now that scared the hell out of you, if you excuse the French. Well, old Carver had to learn how to adapt, how to turn on the computer and do a webinar. And I had no clue. I didn't have the least amount of clue how to do a web camera or put together a PowerPoint or such as that. But when the pressure comes on you, you learn how to do things, right? So I was able to do that and worked hard at it. And I got in front of the game, because the whole rest of this whole webinar world was in the same boat I was, and some people were not willing to adapt. So the rest of the story is, within 3 weeks, I was able to get all my 45 bookings back, plus added quite a few. Didn't quite know how I was going to do it, but I made the commitment and booked my webinars my seminars as webinars, and people said, "Wow, Steve, well, some other people are not able to do that. Would you be interested in doing some more?" And things just started growing. Isn't that amazing? But without the ability to adapt, I'd have been gone. And some of the folks that were pretty big in this business, when that happened, never came back. They just quit. So the long haul, sometimes you got to be mighty flexible and be willing to adapt to get there. Innovation ties right into what we're saying. Looking at what's on the wave, what's coming next, and being willing to think about innovation. Being willing to bring on some partners. Being willing to group with some other people. Sometimes it takes 3 or 4 people to make something happen. And I'm not saying that you can't do it by yourself, but I want you to be open to having an association, having a willingness to talk to other people. The people right here on this screen with us tonight, our classmates, there may be folks right here that we could bind together, several of you, and put a more meaningful business together. You doing your thing, Shannon doing his thing, Jennifer doing her thing, but offering a complete service possibly to the world. Put together what do you call that? Angie's List. Putting together an Angie's List of providers with different things. I've done quite a bit of that just with members of the academy here, because I know what a lot of your skills are, because we know what your business is that you're growing, and every week I'm able to make references and send business to other people, and that's a good thing. So the academy itself is kind of that function, and as we network together in these classes and develop that, it may be something that works for everyone. So being willing to look and see how we can innovate, inspire, find solutions and ideas and such as that, being able to adapt to what's coming. Now, how do we get that information? Customer feedback. As we're listening to the customers, hear what they're saying and have openness to change, being resilient, because a lot of these things we try will not work out, but watching the markets and move forward with them. So have a plan A, B, C, and D. Now, this I've done, and it really pays off. Have a thinking ability with what we're going to do next to do that. So when you're able to innovate and adapt, you'll be able to enhance your customer satisfaction. You'll have competitive advantages. You'll be able to increase revenues, improve efficiencies, and enhance resilience. All these are great factors. All of them are things that we should want to do. But back to the basics. I always try to come back to the very basic. The customer first mindset is a critical factor. When we wake up in the morning, we're getting our priorities together. Customer first mindset needs to be somewhere in that game, because that's what's going to change getting these brand new customers coming into us for a new business. To make it for the long haul, that sounds good. That sounds like a pipe dream kind of, right? To make it for the long haul. To make it for the long haul, we got to make it the next week. We got to make it through next month. And the customer first experience is always the fundamental that's going to help get you there, to give you the ability to make it for the long haul, because those positive and lasting relationships is what does it. And the way people feel about doing business with you, with a smile on your face and a good attitude, just go a long way. It's that personal experience that they're having. This is an interesting concept that I have worked with for years, and that is, think about the customer journey. Put yourself in your customer's seat and try to do the best you can to understand what's going on through their mind, what they're seeing when they're looking at you and your business and your presentation. Again, we can get in our own bubble. And again, the generation thing creeps in here, because we want to try to see it through our customers' eyes and think about the journey they're making. And nonverbal communications plays big in this. Our gestures, what we say in things, and doing these videos is huge because you can literally do a video and turn it on and see yourself. You can literally do a video and hear yourself, and then try to put yourself in your customer's point of view, and it may not look worth a darn when you do that. When we first do it, you may have achieved everything you wanted to achieve on your cheat sheet. You said all the right things, but when you watch that video, it may be coming across as crap. Yeah. It may need refining. There may be some more smiles in here. I may need to change the word from crap to not so good. You know, when you're doing your videos, you think about how other people may be perceiving what you're doing. The customer journey is really important. Now, we try to, and we practiced at Carver Equipment, actually had have some employees come in through the door pretending they're customers. And we practiced our greetings to them in the showroom. Our parts department practiced, hey, how are you? You know, just the opening up and the listening to that. When customers would walk through the shop area, which a lot of companies will not let customers walk through the shop. They said, you know, employees only type things. And that's, I understand the safety standpoint of that, but people like to see what's going on behind the counter sometimes, especially getting ready to create a long-term relationship. So we practice greeting customers as they come through. And that made a world of difference, just a world of difference. Our secretaries, our parts people, our sales team, practicing the customer experience, seeing what your customer's seeing is a big deal. Now, in this world of internet and websites, I'm just so cool with Mary working so hard on her new website. And that's why I want all of you to visit Mary's website, because she's a whiz now. She's getting it done, and I'm proud of her, and I'm going to learn from her. But she is approaching this as from the customer experience. And I guess that your long years in education, that someone probably taught you that a long time ago before I came along, but understanding how your presentations are being viewed. And now I can say, after doing these classes for a couple of years, the generation thing is going to play huge into that. In the next couple of weeks, we'll jump on that, and I think it can really go a long way for you to do that. Again, hospitality sharing. Every week we talk about it. The incredible power of hospitality. Keep pouring that into every aspect of your business. Customer excellence, customer service, support, swift responses plays a big role in keeping those relationships alive, making people feel at home. Good old Southern hospitality and graciousness it goes a long way. How about it, fellas? Is there anything related to us old ragged, dirty, greasy hands, dirty clothes, not so cool, social folks? Is there anything about graciousness that can rub off on us guys? Well, yeah, there certainly is. There certainly is. And you know where I think it starts at? Listening, appreciating feedback, looking people in the eye, throwing the male chauvinist type stuff out the window, acceptance of other people, no matter what station in life they are or where they're coming to you from. Graciousness is a tool that can be yours. You can own it if you want to. Yeah, if you're not trying to be a tough guy, if you're not trying to be a know-it-all, if you're not trying to come across as I'm a self-made person. All those factors are important to someone's, remember this earlier, our ego and holding on to apathy. It all plays in here. Those two factors don't go real well with graciousness. No. But indeed, I'm not saying we have to be meek and mild, like we're taking every word out of the Bible as it says. Not saying that you need to go there, however, that won't hurt. But I am saying that we have to kind of have humility. I guess that's what I'm looking for. All of us have to have humility if we're going to come across as being gracious and generous. It's a lot easier for the ladies to be gracious. You know, they can smile at you and flash their eyes back and forth and all that kind of stuff, and just shake their head certain ways. You know, they can use the sexual situations there to get attention in a good way. And I endorse that. I love it. I think you should practice that. But they always come right back to the same factor: listening, personable. Hearing what people have to say, looking them in the eye, being quiet and asking the right questions, being gracious. That works for you for the long haul, there's no doubt about it. So when you put all that together, you put it in the oven and you let it cook a while, and what do you end up with? A good customer base, satisfied customers. Feedback. You got a good system of getting feedback. You got data on your customers so you can stay in touch with them. When you can stay in touch with them, you can keep them. You can have customer retention. And with customers that have been with you a while, you start getting those raving fan customers. And with them, you have even more opportunities. And you see where this is snowballing to? It's snowballing to a long-term relationship, which means the long haul in business for a long time. You get better at it, you start making better decisions. It's all a continuing operations to keep those raving fan customers working with you and for you, and you start putting your puzzles together. And several of you right now, several of you got the ball rolling, and I'm so proud of you. You're working really hard, and you should be proud of yourselves, no doubt. But several other of you are working just as hard, pulling your hair out, but hadn't quite got all the pieces together yet. I know that, and I'm praying for you, and I want it to work. But it's just like a puzzle. When they'll put them together, Sherry, and no doubt I know that you're working on putting this writing career together, and it's tough, and we all have to work at it. Christina's trying to find the right combinations, and it'll come. We just have to keep going at it. So, what are the pieces that need to fit in for you, and what do we need to work towards helping it work? What will help you get started in your mindset? And several of you can probably already attest to this. When you did your mission, vision, and promise statements, you thought more seriously about where your business was going than you ever have before. I know that was the case with me. And by making those statements, you're saying to yourself, okay, this is where I want to go, and I'm going to put a mindset together to help me get there. to keep me in business for the long haul. How about that? I did a lot of talking tonight, covered a lot of range, and I hope this whole mixing bowl of things makes sense to you and will help you feel better about where you're headed tomorrow. But number one, remember we said earlier on, let's start each day with the priority of saying, I'm going to be a better person today. I'm going to listen to people. I'm going to be more gracious. I'm going to be really savvy. I'm going to be a really tough business person. I know I got to make a profit. And I know that sometimes it isn't personal, it's just business. And that means I have to make some tough decisions sometimes that aren't fun. But I have to make those decisions, but I'm not going to give up who I am. That's what I'm going to hang on to first. When I wake up in the morning, I'm going to try to be the best person I can be. And when I go to bed tonight, I can close my eyes, put my head on the pillow and say, well, I put in a day's work and I've held the standard up. I've done some good things today. And then the search for being gracious and helpful to other people, I feel good about it. And you know what, folks? I feel good about all of you. I hear from you reading between the lines that a lot of you are kind of digging into this, and that gives me a lot of good feelings, and I hope it works for you. This long haul thing, it's great if you can make it. Sometimes it's a bumpy road, but indeed, around every corner, it's all right. Someone said that the best thing about finishing out today is I feel good about starting a new day tomorrow. And long hauls are one day after the other, one step at a time. Next week, we're going to talk about taking big risks. This Thursday night, we're going to do some skills enhancement. I'm going to ask you in a few days to make an RSVP, and if you can, to come to Clinton, so I'll know how many people to prepare for. That's on May the 14th, Thursday night, May the 14th. Let your light shine. Be a brightness to other people and be a blessing for other folks. Thank you for tonight. God bless you, and I'd appreciate your comments.
Thank you, Mr. Carver. Great class as always. And I'm going to try to make it to that.
Let me get out.
In Clinton.
That would be great, and I'm so glad to hear that. Thank you.
Yes, sir.
Hi, Steve.
Hi there.
This
How
is
are
Sonia. I've been on the phone.
I see you. I see your number there, Sonia. Thanks for joining us. I hope you're having a good week so far, one day into it.
Oh, yes, I just want to thank you so much for being such a huge support for small businesses, because the small businesses, what they need to understand, all of us, is that we're very important to our economy out here. We're the ones that's keeping America going. And I'm just so happy that we have your support and your innovation, and to continue to spotlight the different people who are enhancing our businesses. And I just want to say to everyone, never give up. Your life has meaning. You're more than enough. Hard work do pay off. Don't give up. It's in the attitude. It's gratitude. Keep going. Thank you so much, Steve.
Oh, you're the one. Thank you, Sonia. You be careful now, okay? All right.
Yes, thank you.
All right.
But thanks, Steve, for class tonight.
Thank you, Sherry. I appreciate you being with us. And like they say at Walton's Mountain, good night, John Boy.
Good night, John Boy.
Good night.
Good night. Y'all take care.